Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I have some Craftworlds Howling Banshees for you. My brother is the one that collects Craftworlds, but he's not so much into the building and painting side of things, so I'll be putting them together for him. I think most of his army was bought secondhand, already built. I haven't had much experience building Eldar. I built the Craftworld side of Eldritch Omens, which was the Autarch, the Shroud Runners, and the Rangers that came out in 2022. They're nice models, but very fiddly, very thin. And these look like they're going to be much of the same. Now, these I bought for him several years ago for a birthday or Christmas or something. And so it's the old 8th edition style box, I guess. I'm sure they have a 9th edition themed box out now for them. So let's just turn this over. So they're acrobatic death-dealing aspect warriors. So these can be built as regular Howling Banshees or as Aeldari Howling Banshees, which, as far as I can tell, just means they don't have their helmets on. I know the Aeldari is like a faction that sort of unites all the different types of Eldar together, and that's interesting, but you get to build an Exarch. These are the different ways. It comes with the Morai Heg statue. This is something I've been seeing in the kits. The Rangers had a stag-headed sort of god statue. I don't know what it was. Yeah. I'll be building them as the regular Craftworlds Aspect Warriors. So helmets all around. So let's get it open. Oh, it's also got painting guide suggestions. These are never accurate, but you know, they're a place to start. So how difficult is this going to be? There we go. Oh, that's easy. All right. So here we go. Okay. Oh, my first question is, do I have bases? This. All right, so this must be the base for the little statue. And we have 4? No, not. Oh no, wait, there's 5 here. Yeah, there's 5. Because these are 28 millimeters, and this is a 25. Yeah, probably. Crinkle, crinkle. And we have the instructions here. So you can either choose to build the first one, or no. Okay, so let's say you can build a variant with either the spear or the pistol and throwing blade, or else you also have like the dual swords here, and or I guess you can build it as a regular Banshee. I'll be building the Exarch. I'll have to ask my brother which weapons he wants to use. I have a feeling it'll be the swords or this, but that's just me going on what looks cool. It's called a Triskel. And then the spear is called an Executioner. And of course, mirror swords. And the second one seems you just build with a sword and pistol. So it's just the Exarch that gets the different methods. And you can choose different heads. I'm going to be using the helmets, like I said. But there are options. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Oh, complicated instructions on building a little statue. Wow. Crazy. And it's got old, out of date data sheets in various languages. So now we'll take a look at this sprue first. There's the tactical broken masonry for the Exarch. A lot of them have tactical rocks or masonry of some kind, it seems. Maybe all of them do, actually. Yeah. So there's our squatting little banshee god, I guess. I apologize if you're a big Eldar fan and I'm really pissing you off by not knowing it or calling it a squatting little banshee god, but there you go. So there's some pretty cool looking face masks there on the helmets. Guessing this is maybe like the Exarch one, and this is like a regular one. Theoretically, I'm going to be trying to paint some Eldar for him as well. And he chose a scheme that's like the, I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, but the Yme-Loc, YME-LOC. It's a gray armor with orange helm and mantle. It's interesting. Orange is not one of my favorite colors. It'll be a good chance to, figure out a better way to do it. So here's the other sprue. You got all sorts of faces there. Got all these little charms on them, like the Eldar-like symbols. All right, so pretty quick one. It's just 3 small sprues like this for 5. This has been the Craftworlds Howling Banshees. Okay, so I'm going to try a little different angle of video here. I've got the Banshees, the Howling Banshees, all built up. I had some issues. They were entirely my fault, I think. Anyways, first and foremost, the most important miniature. This thing. I think it's supposed to represent like Morag High or something like that. I'm not sure. You can correct me in the comments if you want. Yeah, that was very complex. So now, this Exarch. I had some problems. Not with making the Exarch. The Exarch went together pretty well once I, corrected my mistakes. The problem is, and here I'll show you in the instructions. The Exarch can be built as the Exarch, and there's 3 different options for it. And we got the twin mirror blades, we got Executioner, we got the Triskele. Still don't know how to say that. But also could just be built as a regular Banshee. And I was like, I'm going to save the Exarch for last because I want to have experience with the kit before I tackle, the most special member of the kit. So I'll go on to the Banshees. And dumb me, I went here. Now, it clearly states here that 2 is the Banshee from the Exarch kit. I mean, he's got the gear. That means, you know, alternate. And yeah, I just started with that one. So when I came to that realization about like 2.5 Banshees in, I had a bit of a panic. But what I did was I put her in the freezer for a bit. I don't know if this actually does anything, but I've used it in the past and it seems to help with prying apart plastic glue stuff. So yeah, so I did it. I managed to pull the pieces apart. The biggest challenge was getting the back off of the front, because I needed that back for the Exarch front, because there's 5 of these, one for each of the members of the squad. And so that was the toughest one to sort of get loose. The faceplate was, like, the mask was also a bit challenging. It wasn't pretty, you know, but you know, you're melting plastic together with plastic cement, so it's not surprising that it wasn't pretty. I circled these because I was like figuring out which parts I'd already used that I needed for the Exarch, so that's why those are circled. Ended up not using the pistol. I went for the outstretched hand, because you know, you can build it both ways here with the pistol or with that. And the pistol I'd pulled apart off the body, and so it didn't have very good, it had a really jacked up sort of contact point. Plus I thought the hand just looked a bit better. So I ended up with this, and I think it's pretty good. You don't really notice anything standing out at you where it's like, this is obviously a piece that's been through the wars, so I call that a win. And quickly go through the other ones here. Some very dynamic poses, lots of movement in them, unsurprisingly. Sometimes it wasn't entirely clear how the weapons should be oriented beyond just looking in the instructions for like trying to determine the angle. Some of them, you know, they had sort of like notches. I don't know why they don't always just put notches in like pegs that'll make it go in the one way if they're intending them to be built the one way. And if you want to change that, you can always just snip off the notch, the peg. So I'd appreciate it if they do that. Another thing with this kit, and it's going to be an issue with all Eldar kits, I believe, is they like to put like the sort of egg-shaped like gems. Sometimes they're not gems, sometimes they're just painted the same color, but there's a tendency to put them sometimes right on the mold line, which is a pain in the butt. Like the backpacks here, they had the mold line going like right through these bits at the back there. So it was, fortunately, most of that's covered by hair. There's another one. So the holsters were something you glue on separately, and they had pretty good notches. I just wish that it had come with one that had the holstered pistol in it, so that for this pose, you could tell she still had a pistol. It was just in the holster, but no, they're all empty. I'm assuming it's supposed to be a holster. And there's this one. And yeah, you can have some real twisted bodies in this. Like, it's gotta hurt. Which was the one that was like super twisted? Was it this one? Yeah, that one. That's pretty twisted. But all in all, they make very dynamic sort of poses. And I think it's pretty good. I was just trying out this angle because it allows me to see what I'm doing on camera better. But also you just seem to get more of my hand bigger. So we'll see. Anyways, it's gone on long enough. I hope my errors help you in the future if you get these and you watch this. Otherwise, I just hope it was, interesting. Have a great day.